Say that one more time, sorry.
341.47 cents.
Okay, and that's with the spark plugs included, or is that just the labor?
That's included.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
You bet. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. What's up, guys? D628 here. Welcome to a new video on how to replace your spark plugs on the 1.6 Ecoboost Ford Escape. I'll probably put this part in the beginning. That's all you pretty much need is that 5/8 magnetic socket. Without the magnetic one, there's no way of you taking this out. So for sure you need that. That tool probably costs $10, $20. I don't know, probably even like somewhere between that. And an 8mm socket to take these guys out, the other way around, but taking off this engine motor cover, whatever you want to call it. I hate these, it just traps in heat. Just take that out with your hands. Has like three or four of those holding clips or whatever. All right, so first step, open the hood and grab an 8mm with socket. And you don't need a deep one or anything. And we'll get this open. To make it a little bit easier, you could take this off, but that's also a lot of, not like a lot of work, but just extra work that's shouldn't be necessary, but some vehicle manufacturers tend to do very cool things. But you just have to kind of loosen it, and then the rest is just fingers. So I'm just getting that top one undone. That's how the bolts look. To make it a lot easier, if you have like a side wrench, you know, you can just go toot toot, and you would ask, why didn't you do it yourself? It's because this is from Temu, and it stopped working after like a second of using it. So this is the ignition coil here. We're gonna unplug this guy here, so that way it can be kind of loosened up a bit more. All right, so we're gonna unplug this guy here, so that way it's a little bit more loose, and that way I can pull the ignition coil out. They're pretty flexible. The car is warm, so just if you just turned off the car, it'll be probably hot. And now the spark plug's way in there, so as you can see right there, that's where the spark plug is. It's right down that hole, pretty deep in there. It's kind of a hassle depending on which socket thing you have, but I might not be able to do it with this one because it's just, oh no, okay, I think we actually got it. I didn't think I was going to be able to get in there, but it's pretty deep in there. It's a pretty interesting way to do it, but all right, we're on there. But it's easier to do it without the socket actually on it, or the wrench actually on it. Couldn't do it with my hands, so I have this massive thing. Obviously you don't need this much strength, but it's all I have. You just have to break it right there. Not break it, but loosen it up. That thing was tight on there. All right, and then we're gonna ratchet it out. I'm gonna take off the ratchet off of there now, and I think we're good. I always just make sure that I'm all the way out before I possibly lose connection. And there we go. That is the spark plug, which I just want to inspect them, but after looking at them, I will switch them. All right, so on the last one, you will not be able to do it with this. You need to get an 8mm wrench. That way you can just unscrew it a little bit, because the air intake box, or I guess tubing, is in the way, so you don't need it on the bottom one. But yep, you just need an 8mm wrench for that one. This car has 108,000 miles on it, and it was bought from an auction. I replaced the transmission on it. You guys can check that video out here. And I replaced the rear camera on it as well. That way, if you guys want to check those videos out, you can. They're already out. Well, the transmission one's probably not out fully, but that's a multi-part series. It was the first time me ever doing it, so you can check that out there. But yeah, little tips and tricks for the Ford Escape. But that's pretty much it. So just make sure you have like a flexible one. And I'm using a 5/8 magnetic spark plug socket. And that's pretty much it. You just repeat that 4 times. I'm just gonna keep that one out because I will be replacing them. I wasn't sure if I was going to. The reason I'm inspecting the Spark plugs on this guy it's making like a weird noise while driving. I originally thought it was an exhaust sound, so I'm just gonna replace the spark plugs and see if that will help. I don't think it will, but either way, spark plugs are cheap and it's an easy thing to replace on most vehicles. Do it yourself, save some money. Like on the rear view camera, I saved $600 in labor.
Fee for that is between $560 and $570.
560
from doing it myself, and it was like a 30-minute easy ass job. So, you know, doing this at a shop would, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it costs $200-300 in labor. I will call, because it's like night right now, I'm gonna call tomorrow and include it in this video the same as I did with the other vehicle or with the other part, and you guys will see. It's so stupidly expensive.
341.47.
Say that one more time, sorry.
341.47 cents.
Okay, and that's with the spark plugs included, or is that just the labor?
That's included.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
You bet. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. So yeah, there you go. $341 you can save on this video. That's pretty much it. Take the ignition coils out of all of them, do it all with hand, take them out, screw the new ones in, and call it a day. I don't have the new spark plugs since I wasn't sure if I needed them, but I am going to replace them, and I'll include that right now. And then to get new spark plugs, you need to go to the store for that. But you always got to pop a cold one when you drive, guys. A nice ice cold beer. Hell yeah, brother. And like that. It's that easy. You just teleport to the store. So we got some Motorcraft Ford OEM spark plugs. So we'll get these pulled out here. If you take this off, this would be like significantly easier to do. I probably should have done this when I was doing the transmission and this was all taken apart. Just grabbing a flathead to get some leverage on it because it was a pain to pull. Didn't really have a good grip on it. This one should be interesting. On this one, you just have to push the air box out a little bit to get out of the way. There's the second one. They're pretty, I'm pretty sure these have never been changed. On this last one here, as you saw, I kind of just lifted this up to get some leverage to get in there. It'd probably be a tad bit easier if you have like a slightly shorter system than I have, because mine's pretty long. But it is pretty deep in there as well, so it can't be too short. So we're just gonna lift it up a little bit again to pull it out. And there's the last one. Yeah, they're pretty dried out. Very nice. So I'm just gonna hand thread them, and then once I get them all down, we'll get them torqued correctly. There we go. And you really can't see what you're doing. It's just all kind of about feeling. So when you're like taking it out, you just kind of feel that, hey, it's, you know, you're kind of wiggling it around in there. Sometimes like you'll miss it, But once you feel that it's locked in, especially with these magnetic ones, it makes it a lot easier. And yeah, make sure you have a swivel on this, because if you don't, you will have to take this out. It's not that you can't do it, it's just a little bit of extra steps to be able to get it in there. Again, you just kind of have to carefully find the hole. There we go. Don't force anything. You'll know when it's right. It's not what I mean. Yeah, this fourth one's gonna be the hardest one, but yeah, you just have to lift it on there, and it's actually not bad at all. So, all right, so we are going to torque them down. Actually, grab an adapter because this is a small guy, so we're gonna make it a big guy, or a bigger guy. Hopefully it fits in there. Probably won't. Yeah, we're good. So we're gonna go to 120 inch-pounds because it's about 10 foot-pounds. I'm just gonna go in the middle. It's 7.2 to 14.4 foot-pounds on escapes, or around like 10 to 12. I'm just gonna go 10 just to be safe. There we go. If I didn't have the adapter, it would be a tad bit easier, but that was the hardest one because it's the fourth one. So the rest should be relatively easy. I only have this one that goes down to that much because my other one goes down to like 20 foot-pounds is the least. So this one just does that little click thing there. So I'm just adding it just a tad bit over that one. I feel like the spark plugs were threaded a bit too tight, or they were just like severely locked in there because of the age of them. There we go. If you don't have a torque wrench, just hand tighten it. You'll be fine. Do it the Balkan way, the Slavic way. You just freaking... O, pa dobro je to. Aha. Može. Yup. Odlično. And that's how you do it over there. Not this pussyfooting, torquing it down. And that's that. And then we'll put the plugs back in, and it probably won't run. The hardest thing is you just can't like see. That one I have to redo, but let me just get the rest out of the way. And when they're on, you just get those threads lined up. Just have to sometimes spin it a bit. So once you get all the bolts on there, I think they're supposed to be 8 foot-pounds. I just hand threaded them with a 3/8 drive. I think this is a 3/8 drive. And then this, don't forget the last one here with the little wrench. I went over all of them with the wrench just to make sure that they all feel the same. And then don't forget to plug that back in if you unplugged it. And then the next step is to recycle and then throw these at windows to break them. If you trust your work, you always put your tools away first and then you test it, rather than test it first and then put all the stuff away. All right. Hands are clean. She's good. If you want to learn how to replace and fix your rear view camera if it's not working correctly, and it keeps saying visit the Ford dealership, again, make sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. That way you can save money. Yeah, she's good. It's just making that droning sound still. but that is on another video. We're trying to find out what that is. If you guys do know what it is, go in the comment box down below and leave a comment, because I don't know what it is. It's not the exhaust, which I still keep thinking it's the exhaust, but it's not. But yeah, I don't know what that droning sound is. It goes with the RPM of the car, so I don't know. But what I just found out is when you do like a hard right turn, there's a light that turns on, or like a hard left turn, a light turns on so you can see more. That's actually a pretty cool safety feature. Anyways, that is how you replace a spark plugs on a Ford Escape 2013 through 2019. It should be about the same. On a 1.6 liter, I would imagine they're all about the same on there. But if you guys liked it, hit the like button down below. If you want to see more, such as more tutorials on a Ford Escape and then more on this guy in the future, hit the subscribe button down below. And yeah, you guys have a wonderful and beautiful day. D6 208's out.